Say go Beamy. Good old, oh yeah, go Artie. Good old Artie. Alright. So the Federation ships come with an artillery weapon that's kind of unique to them. At least the A and B have an artillery beam. The C has a artillery flak, which is pretty terrible. So we start off with 3 crew. We got a filthy human, an awesome slug, and a very cool Zoltan. Got dual lasers, which is a fantastic weapon. We have a Lado. So yeah, dual lasers, 2 shots per 1 power every 10 seconds. Incredibly strong weapon. One of the most efficient weapons in the game. Like the Lado is a 1 damage missile. Only you can't buy it in stores. Your ship has to start with it. So missiles means it will ignore to level 5 shields. Hopefully we're not going to be relying on this too much for damage. Now as for the artillery beam, it's the sort of the fun part of this ship, I suppose. It will slowly charge, and we start it at level 2, so at 40 seconds, it will fire a shield-piercing beam randomly across our enemy ships. So we can't choose what it hits, but it does ignore shields, which is nice. It gets a little bit power hungry. Now you actually can add and remove power to just increase or decrease the charge time. So it's kind of a neat way to have excess power. You know, move it into the artillery beam, and while you don't need it in other systems, and you can shift accordingly. But the ship does also have some weaknesses. One, our weapon system isn't, the Lado dual lasers isn't amazing. That we can't really rely on the Lado here for particularly reliable damage, and we'll want another laser weapon or flak or something that doesn't require resources to use. Secondly, the ship layout is pretty atrocious. While venting in these areas of the ship is pretty okay, we have a couple options. We have doors here, as well as the center of the ship. The front of the ship, weapons and shields, 2 of the more important systems, are buried over here. See that if we want to vent these rooms for fires or to try and control borders, we actually have to vent through our med bay. That's pretty bad. So that's one of the things we have to be pretty mindful of, is boarding situations can be pretty nasty. Alright, let us begin. The data we carry is vital to the remaining Federation fleet. You'll need supplies for the journey, so make sure to explore each sector before moving on to the next. But get to the exit before the pursuing Rebel fleet can catch up. We actually have plenty of power. It's odd, normally you can't actually power your med bay with all the other systems on right off the bat, but we apparently can, and we got the very cool Zoltan. First thing we're going to do, though, is actually swap out our slug for the human. Slugs are considered the best pilots in the game because the pilot is the most important position in FTL, and slugs cannot be mind controlled. Let's see, a couple of other points. Oh, because this has the artillery beam, we cannot man it. So only increasing the power levels and reactors we put into it will increase the rate at which it fires. It is not affected by a weapon pre-igniter, but it is affected by automated reloaders. This does take up a system, which means we actually can only add 2 systems to our ship. It really puts an emphasis on getting hacking and poking. Those are what I'm looking for. So Sector 1, we can go pretty strong defense and try and rely on the Lado, or the artillery beam, to do damage to enemy ships. But I really want to find, like I said, a weapon to improve beyond the Lado. Also some crew to deal with borders would be nice. At least get somebody on door so I can control how enemies move throughout my ship. Alright, let's check this sector out. I want to be able to see as many jumps in a sector, get as much scrap as we can. Okay, so we can check out what that point is, or let's start here. Sort of work our way up through to the exit. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, you get about 12, 14 jumps a sector, depending on exit layout, nebulas, and... Alright, so we got a chance to double reward here. Let's go ahead and aid that civilian ship. Hopefully. Okay, they have like a mantis, a rock, and a human, teleporter, mini beam, and burst laser 2. Wow, this is a really, really gross fight. So this fires 3 projectiles. We only have a single shield, so it's very likely 2 of these shots will hit. Fortunately, the mini beam will fire first, since it fires every 10 seconds, and this fires every 12. The mini beam will hit our first shield, and what we're hoping to have is that our LATO or dual lasers, preferably both, will take out their weapon systems. The shield will absorb one of our dual laser shots. The LATO will ignore the shields. But they're also going to board us. We just discussed how boarding is a little bit gross. Alright, and they're going to board us with, okay, the human. Could be worse. Alright, we're going to need the slug to sort of hold out for a while by himself. That's a bad miss. That is also a bad miss. Okay, got a couple decent dodges in there, so we didn't at least we didn't take damage to any key systems. Come on, game. Let's not have, let's see, what kind of dodge are we at right now? 1, 2, 4, 3, 75% evasion in Sector 1. Or it's gonna just keep dodging really gross. Okay, there goes my LATO. I'd rather my LATO be down than my dual lasers. Go ahead and try and do repairs. Hopefully our beam isn't awful. Okay. Not worried about sensors. Sensors just aren't a vital system. Plus, we already have a slug, so we actually can see sort of what's on enemy ships. That might have started a fire. That started a double fire. Okay, well, at least they can't dodge the artillery beam. Okay, that pulled a couple people. Their evasion dropped at least another 5% for not manning their engines. Hey, we hit! Exciting. Go ahead and see if we can fit them in the mid. Okay, it's only an NG. Human wins that fight. Not sure if this is still vented. Let's see, the weapon systems are safe. Let's see if I can kind of scope it out with slug here. Oops, fire's still going on. I'm gonna go ahead and hit them in the shields. Okay, keep their defenses down. And we gotta kill. Okay, since our weapon system's down, don't have to use another LATO here. Okay, so 2 missiles, 1 drone, 18 scrap. Let's contact the civilian ship. Cool, we got a human. Welcome aboard. Lana. Lana! Alright, Lana's gonna go to the doors. You go to the med bay to heal. Why don't you two go do repairs? So, the fight could have gotten better if it didn't just have absolutely filthy evasion. But it also could have gotten a lot worse. It didn't really hit any of our key systems like shields or piloting. And only one hit in weapons. Didn't cause a fire. That's when things can get pretty bad. It's a tough decision. This is one of the few times I'd actually almost prefer putting someone in shields versus doors, because it's so far away. I guess I just have to favor slowing them down through, more likely to land up here than down here. Anyways, next jump. Okay, so we're fighting in a sun. The sun will have a solar flare about every 22 seconds. If you have one shield bubble or more up, it will only do 1 to 2 fires and maybe a hull damage. If you have no shields, it normally does anywhere from 2 to 3 typically, but it can do as many as 5 fires. Okay, so we see that we have a drone system and some sort of weapon system. Can't really make out what the weapons are, probably only a single one. These ships in Sector 1 have a tendency to have a 3-power drone system. So let's go ahead and fight here. Got a combat drone, so it might actually require that we deal 2 damage to this drone system to take this offline. That is hope to do. We can go ahead and move you to shield, I guess. Slowly walking. Okay, let's see if we can actually take down that drone. Or miss, because why change what we've been doing all game? Try again. Okay, didn't have the buffer point. That's really good. Alright, want to make sure that system stays down. That's the real threat. As long as we have the shield bubble up, this can't pierce it. And again, we want our shields up, so this flare does minimum damage to us. Sure, double fire in my piloting. Okay. Shields aren't that important right now. Let's try and take out its evasion. AI ships have a tendency to have pretty high evasion. Wow, that was actually a pretty good shot. I guess it can't really screw up on these types of ships. Let's go ahead and move you to doors, and we're just going to try and get out of here before the... oh! There are more fires! There's my doors. We're just gonna jump. It's a little bit risky, but I don't want more fires to start. Thank you very much. Okay, again, we're gonna try and aid the civilian ship. We got missile hacking and chain laser. That's a pretty gross weapon setup. Okay, I'm gonna need the doors back online. And they've hacked my evasion. Okay. So enemy ships in Sector 1 typically have a 3-powered weapon system. Now, in my opinion, if it has like hacking or another system, it should always reduce that system. But this is a 2-powered weapon right here, so this should only be a LATO, a 1-damage missile. All right, now I can actually close the doors. Hey, we got a dodge. Does it make you feel, game? Nice. So when taking down enemy weapons, the game seems to prioritize weapons that have the least amount of charge. So since this weapon fired the most recently, and this has about a 16-second charge time, we took out the missile, which is preferred. Alright. Not really whatever. I would prefer to actually hit the enemy ship. Alright, so we got the weapon system down. Let's go take the piloting down. We're gonna do some repairs with our men while we're waiting, kind of, for the fight to go. Alright. Gonna heal up the crew. Get to our next jump. 2 missiles, nice. Drone and 9 scrap. Contact the civilian ship that gave us nothing. The chance at double rewards ended up at being 8 rewards. True. So we're at 46 scrap. It's 50 scrap to get our shields too. As much as I would prefer a better weapon, I'm like really near a shop. I'm gonna go ahead and get shields 2 online just to kind of rely more on the UR damage. One of the trickier things to do with this ship, as well as the Federation A, is if you don't find weapons and having to rely on the artillery beam to do damage, it can be kind of tricky. Like, you want to hold out scrap to get an actual weapon, but you need to be able to actually do damage and kill enemy ships to get scrap. 5 fuel for 2 missiles. Ooh, that's pretty tempting. I like fuel. I'll go ahead and do this trade. Ideally, we won't be using our missile system for too long. Fuel is a pretty good resource. Okay, so once again, we are fighting in Sun. Okay, they have a beam drone and another beam drone. This is pretty good. I'm just gonna send you down there for... No. I want doors to, let's hit them in their shield if we can. So we're safe from the weapon system as long as we have 1 shield bubble up. The beam weapons cannot pierce. That's a pretty weak offer. I'm expecting 15-21 scrap for Sector 1 fights. So it's not a lot of consumables. Go ahead and pass on that. Wow, I really like starting fires there. Cool though, single fire can totally deal with that. Artillery beam gets the job done for us. 12 scrap. Slightly better than the offer. Fortunately, can't get our second shield right now. We can't do any ship improvements while in events. Okay, so unfortunately, we're going to have to avoid risk and jump away unscathed here. There is a chance that we could lose crew. If you have a clone bay, you mitigate that chance. It's the right word. Yeah, so if you have a clone bay, then it's kind of safe to look for it. Level 2 piloting gives you a blue option that guarantees you don't lose crew. You may still not get anything from it. Like I said, we already have actually quite a bit of power on this ship. I want to go here. Yep. I have nothing to sell but the Lado, and the Lado sells for about 10 scrap. So not really even looking for a store in Sector 1 now that we are improvement to shields. Number of ships fleeing from a small space station. Help, we're being overrun by some sort of giant alien spiders. If you have like anti-personnel, I think boarding drone gives you blue options here. Biobeam does as well. Clone Bay again makes it safe because you can potentially crew. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to leave them alone. I really don't like risking crew. Particularly since we have a couple like fairly unique crews, don't have a lot of redundancy here. All right, pirate ship Lion waiting in the asteroid field. All right, so nice that we got 2 shields up. We have a basic laser and a burst laser too, so that's a really solid weapon system. Turn off our oxygen and use that power for artillery beam. Cool, just hit them in piloting. That's neat. So they're doing repairs. This is really good for us. So even though they're in the piloting, if you're doing repairs or you're fighting, you're not quote-unquote manning the system, so you don't give your skill bonus, even at level 1. So they lost the 5% evasion bonus that the pilot would get. The guy from engines also has moved, so they've dropped their evasion by 10%. So let's go ahead and I want to do 1 damage to here, and hopefully dual laser should hit. Yeah, this works. And they still got the dodge. 1 hit it at least 1 more time. I need 2 damage to take this weapon down, guaranteed. That hitting the shields. Should have already moved them to shields. It's fine. Hit their shields. Again, that's a pretty weak offer. But that surrender. Evasion should pretty much be 0 right now. Okay, 2 fuel, 1 missile, and 12 scrap. Let's see. Who needs healing? Alright, so we got second shield online. Let's start saving up for improving our weapon system. I'm just waiting for this room to turn white. I know it has an amount of oxygen in it. It is important to keep track of like what parts of your ship have been low on oxygen. Because even though it says like 98% of here, this room was pretty much completely devoid of oxygen. So if you were in a situation where you had to quickly like turn off the oxygen because you needed power or something happened to the system, caused a lot of trouble. So always good to keep an eye on your oxygen. Again, you're not in a rush per se, so take the time for the oxygen levels to return. We're absolutely not gonna buy a drone system with this ship. System's pretty weak. Hacking, crew teleporter, drone control. Even though it is a defense drone. Hopefully we don't have to buy it. I prefer cloaking instead. No, it's 150 scrap. But if we did buy drone control, this is the one you want with this drone. Not selling, like I said, the dual lasers, fantastic weapon. This is still somewhat serviceable. 10 scrap doesn't get us much. So we're not missing out on a weapon, I said. Should be able to get 2 more jumps in the sector. "261 crashing the other. Scanners show the pursuer is a pirate." Okay. Hopefully chance at double rewards. Let's go ahead and aid the civilian ship. We have basic laser and a charge laser. 3 projectiles to our 2 shields. Hey lad, how are you? How goes the move and all that? Has been too long. Oh, it's a normal time? Fair enough. Yeah, we're just gonna keep peppering down their weapons, even though this Mantis is terrible at repairs, so Mantis is repair at half speed. Artillery beam getting the job done once again. 15 scrap, come on, double rewards. It seems the crew did not survive the assault, but fortunately we get a charge laser, or laser charger. That is so much better than the Lado. Doing well. Looks like that we found a place, so if my stuff right soon enough that I can start streaming again. Yeah, I saw the that offer by Danny B about song lists. Want to get in on that? Okay, let's see. How much power does it take to get that weapon online? 25 scrap and the power bar. Done and done. Okay, so now we're rocking 4 projectiles. Way better. Most ships will still only have 1 shield in sector 2. 4 projectiles, pretty strong. We get another jump before we hit the exit. Lappy, very cool. I am actually already working on ideas, of course. A ship rebel scout identifies you as a threat. That's right, we're a threat. We are the danger. Okay, we got hacking here. That could be a bad time. And they're trying to run away. So hopefully they're not hacking us in the weapons. That's a scummy move. Be scummy. That is not scummy. Actually, we want to take down their piloting first. They only have a heavy laser and basic laser, 2-powered weapon system. That's playing fair because they have this extra system over here. And our 2 shields make us completely safe against this weapon setup. Okay, piloting is down. Good thing hit their shields. Okay, ship breaks apart. We get 1 fuel, 2 missiles, and 8 scrap. Yeah, so unless we get like a ton of missiles. Again, selling the Lado for 10 scrap, not amazing. I'm desperately in need of 10 scrap, sure. But elsewise, it does give us, you know, some options and allows us to use our missiles for something. Even though there are quite a few times you can sell missiles off for scrap or like actor improvements. Let's see, a ship with conspicuous prize markings orbiting a nearby moon, broadcasting a simple message claiming to have equipment for available sale. I think hailing the ship has potential for like negative events. So we're gonna just attack them before they can attack us. No questions asked. Wow, another burst 2. All the burst 2s. These guys are going to the good weapon stores here. Try and target their weapon systems and take that down. Hit shields. Go ahead, fix that human. We'll check down field defense. They got a Mantis here. Poor Mantis, trying the best, working Mantis claws as fast as it can. 3 fuel, we're pretty good on fuel right now. Scrap, not enough. Zip. Alright, 17 scrap and 2 missiles, that's way better. So it's actually 35 scrap if we want to get the Lado online as well. Isn't a bad option. Go ahead and check, finally see what kind of sector layout we have. An abandoned sector here. Almost do a relatively easy run throughout. We have some greens. So civilian sector is more likely to have free stuff, more stores, but less fights, so less scrap overall. Nebula sectors have more jumps, but more of them are empty, so long-range scanners and extra fuel is important for those. Now, abandoned sectors in Sector 4 and above are incredibly dangerous and gross because of Lanius bombers, where they can teleport Lanius on your ship. And that's a bad time. But early on, really good scrap rewards. So we're going to go ahead and go to the abandoned instead of Zoltan controlled. So yeah, I really just want scrap right now. We have 4 projectile weapons. Most ships are only going to have, like I said, 1 shield. So we should be doing 2-3 damage most of the time. They'll have pretty low evasion here. All I'm really going to do is a couple ship improvements. I'm going to get some improvements on engines, get like level 3 engines in this sector. Could find an additional crew member, so I have to stop moving my human around. That would be nice as well. Too early to go to a store. Not so much that it's early. I only have 26 scrap. 10 from the Lado gets us up to 36, which is good enough to buy long-range scanners without a while. Sector's kind of cut in half here. We go 1, 2. No, we not. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so let's go hit these jumps. The store, then the distress, and then maybe we can come back around here, depending on where the rebels decide to show up. Alright, picked Lania's vessel drifting in the sector. They have no damage on the hull. It appears to have powered down. The ship for life forms. Lania's crew from hibernation. We have awoken them. They are hungry for raw materials. Who wouldn't be? Okay, so we have a missile and heavy laser. Let's try and take down that weapon system. Nice, we got the good dodge there. We took down the weapon that we wanted to take down. So if you're not familiar with Lanius, you'll notice that there's actually no O2 on this ship. There's no O2 system. They don't need oxygen. They are walking breaches. They're offering me 5 fuel. I have plenty of fuel for scrap. If I was low on fuel, I would eat that offer in a heartbeat. Take that. Do not eat it. Probably shouldn't eat fuel. Don't eat fuel, kids. Okay, 2 missiles, a drone, and 21 scrap. 47 scrap. Probably do 1 or 2 more jumps. Still don't see yet. If there's nothing cool at the store, we'll then do improvement to engines. Okay, so they're willing to buy 3 fuel for 18 scrap, which isn't particularly. Metal content more sufficient. Does the ship care to exchange resources for excess material? Now we can ask about the translation device. This gives us an opportunity to buy a late scrap. Don't want to spend 40 scrap on a crew. I do have 4 crew. It's a little bit about. I prefer 5, but 40 scrap like now early on is a bit of an investment. We are about to see a store, so let's go ahead and agree to this exchange. Hit the store, hit here. Is that like maybe a dive? 2, 3, 1. Okay, that's a dive. We can't hit that distress at all now. Let's go this jump, store, and then here. 2, that looks safe. Alright, so your scans have picked up a Lanius vessel here. We're going to attack the vessel versus harvesting it. There's a chance that you can get a safe harvest, but attacking the vessel sort of yields double rewards. And always want my double rewards. Was the NGB run sketchy? The first 3 stores I hit were all missile weapons that I couldn't buy. So that was kind of distressing for the beginning. It came together pretty well at the end. I mean, we had a really solid weapon system. Picked up a couple of flaks, I believe. And it got actually kind of silly because I think I also had double automated reloaders. So we were firing like every 5 seconds. Let's go ahead, so we're going to attack that vessel. It's like a heavy ion and a basic laser, which means they cannot hurt us. Alright, let's take down the shields. You know, the NGB I think its reputation is worse than what it is because what it does have is a lot of stuff you can sell for scrap, which is actually really good. And the heavy laser is an amazing weapon. It's just that everything about it is totally awful. So, you know, if you have a bad Sector 1, you just die. And of course, I lost with the NGB on my last run with it. Got 13 scrap, 1 missile, investigate the debris, more stuff. Okay, 86 scrap. Let's go and head to the store. Kind of just get to me. Untrained crew. Yeah, so we could save buying a Lanius for 40 scrap. We could scrap here. Firebomb. Firebomb is almost interesting. It's a little bit greedy though. That would help enable getting crew kills. Breach Missile is pure garbage. I mean, 3 power and a 22-second waste time. Waste time is also accurate. We don't need Burst Laser Mark III because we got the artillery beam going for us. Next jump a store? It is not. Okay. We will buy some fuel and a few repairs here, though. I like to sit at about 14 fuel. And fuel is bad. It's just bad. Plus, a lot of times you can trade fuel for. So we'll go ahead and rebuy that 3 fuel we just sold. Profited a sweet 9 scrap there. Our hull up to about 2371 scrap. Okay, and we can go ahead and do engines and a power bar. Go ahead, get up to 31. I'm gonna hold on to the Lato. Again, didn't have anything I actually wanted to buy at that storm. Worst case scenario is we do get it online for a bit of extra damage. Cool. Come across a damaged Lania ship and we get free scrap. 2 fuel, 2 missiles, 20 scrap. Private Lanius vessel laden with recent collected metal. They are apparently offering to trade us 3 fuel for 17 scrap. Sure. Add 11 scrap. I believe the next sector was green anyway, so there will be a lot of storage. Let's see how many jumps we have left. We have 1, 2, about 5 jumps in this sector. We can go 1, 2, 3. And if these are like a store, we'd be able to hit for the exit. Alright, so we got allies. They're actually going to be... This has an ASB, but it's actually going to be shooting at the Lania ship instead of ours. They do have hacking. And another burst 2. All the burst 2s. Okay, they hurt my door system. Alright, that should do like 3 damage and kill him. Pretty easy fight. 2 fuel, 2 missile, 17 scrap. Finish off salient with the help of the anti-ship battery. But the fight rages in the distance, you best leave before... Oh, sometimes we get like, additional reward from them. Okay, I have 20 missiles. Engines are pretty good. Let's go ahead and Palato online as well. I probably shouldn't have bought the power bar for that. It's used from the artillery beam. I mean, we're taking down ships before it even has a chance to fire right now. Okay, all those show me if those jumps are stores are. Okay, another missile. Ever. It's probably an Artemis. Some pretty good dodges. I really should be powering up my engines to max to invasion. Well, not ensure invasion. Yeah, drastically improve the likelihood. 8 scrap. That offer is garbage. Not how you bartered for your life. 23 scrap. Alright, and a fuel and a missile. It's 40 scrap. Okay, we stress here. 2. Ooh. Not be 3. Don't want to dive. It is super close. Some have described as a fleet of metal ships wordlessly collecting. Millennia has moved on. Lore and scrap. We can get actually. No, now it's clear to see that that is a safe jump. But unfortunately. Alright, at least we get an extra. We get a fight for it. Got 2 mantis. Same. Okay, let's see, where are you gonna board? So it'd be so tempting to actually try and fight the mantis to deal damage and go for a kill here. Because the mantises are so bad at repairs. Be like a touch greedy though. It's not like we're invulnerable or anything in this fight. We do have to take down their weapon systems. Go ahead, fight them now that we are safe from weapons. Let's poke a hole in their oxygen. Oh, they have level 2 oxygen. Gross. Okay, what are they gonna repair? Let's see if we can shoot them in the oxygen. Get away. Oh, don't go to piloting. Gonna try and repair oxygen. Okay, we're gonna do... Yeah, we can go ahead and do damage to our shields. So they're gonna now try and repair shields instead of focusing on the oxygen. Let's turn off my artillery beam. Got that bad boy was powering. Oh, is there a fire? Okay. So it's kind of cool because the fire is just going to burn up more of their oxygen. See what kind of a bad time they're having over. Yeah, so those 2 rooms have already been vented. Pretty pink. What's his health at? 18. Get that weapon online. Unfortunately, at 18 health and only 2 hull remaining, you can fire 2 shots. 1 will hit the shield, 1 will hit the hull. I should drop him down to 3 health. So enemies take 15 times the level of the damage of the weapon there. So we get the crew kill, 3 scrap, 1 drone, 3 fuel, 1 drone, scrap. Always be getting crew kills. 15% reward and scrap bonus. Also to find items. Who doesn't love free items? To the exit then. Speaking of free items, cool. Combat Mark Drone 1, that's 25 scrap. That's another 8. The next sector. NG Homeworlds and an Uncharted Nebula. I guess we'll go NG Homeworlds. Unfortunately, I don't have NG. Provide a lot of blue options. I'm also not going to spend 50 scrap on an NG. This was like normal or easy mode, I would have such a ridiculous amount of scrap at this point that I'd be like, yeah, sure, I could go ahead and buy an NG. Hard mode, it's tough to justify buying crew except in very sort of like specific positions. Sensors picked up a refugee ship drifting through the system. No doubt one of the many. We will hail them. You hail a frigate, it advances, weapons bristling from its hull. It's a pirate ambush. Okay, we got 2 NGs and a teleporter and a missile and 2 shield. Whoa, that's a big missile. That is a proper missile. I'm gonna send the human to just deal with this NG here. Should be able to take him out with relative ease. take down that weapon system. Okay, so hopefully that took down their piloting. Vision is 0. We'll have 4 shots here. 2 will hit their shields, and then the other 2 should ensure that this is the way to come down. Level 2 Clone Bay. E sector ship. Okay, they're not fixing their evasion. We can take down their missile system. Wow, 4 fuel, 5 missiles, and 13 scrap. I will take that offer. That's a ton of missiles. So if pricing fuel at about 3 scrap each, that's 9 scrap. Missiles are sell for 6. Normally you get like 1 in 1 or 1 in 2. Got like 24 bonus scrap there, plus 9. That's 30 some. 33 plus 13. So I will let them live. I'm benevolent like that. Let you live if you pay me. Which is why I murder my crew. They're a bunch of freeloaders. They never give me scrap. Don't tell Ronclay I murder my crew. Okay. Too early to start thinking about really getting a level 3 shield. But 82 scrap, man, we can buy a lot of really nice things. Go ahead, check out this distress. Alright, I know I can trust you, Elad. Ooh. Now look, that jump's dead, that jump's dead, that jump's dead. So I want to jump here to sort of get a basic idea what the other stores are going to be since they're not here. Free 18 scrap plus 3 fuel. Let's connect. 1, 2, 3, 4 to get back here. 2. Just do 1, 2, 3. It'd be really unfortunate if that's like all of our stores are down there. Okay. That's not a good offer. So they're offering me an NG for 47 scrap. That's a 3 scrap save. Human for 37 scrap. They know typically they sell for 45. Do I want crew? Eight scrap savings. Fuck game. Think about how much I actually value crew. Okay, let's review. So, a decent enough weapon system. I also have the beam to fall back on. 2 shield. Scrap. Can you go ahead and buy the NG? Blue options and the repairs. That lets me move my human down to shields. Really wish it was a better offer, but okay. 1, 2. Okay. Zoltans are asking us to participate in their study. We either get some stiff dough and free scrap, or we get a fight with really nice rewards. But there will be boarding. Participate in their study. Intruders on board. Double NG. Okay, let's go ahead and vent that. Now, NGs, even though they do have combat damage, do exact normal damage when against systems. So they're going to destroy that pretty quickly. Quickly as 2 Mantis would. Otherwise, it's a pretty safe fight. Okay, let's see if we can just take down their weapons, ensure that we're 100% okay. Need you to help my slug out there. But for a second there, I was like, man, they're going to teleport away. They can't. They don't have a teleporter on this. So actually, I'm way happy that this is a fight versus the event. We'll get a lot better rewards. Those misses should be fine. Okay. Like I said, we don't really get like single-digit rewards there if we just hit the scrap. The research station, we get 26 scrap. Continue. Thank you for rescuing us. They held us hostage and ambushed unsuspecting passers-by. We get 11 scrap and combat drone Mark 1 again. 25 scrap. You guys can heal up. You can start. So. I have what, 2 combat drones I can sell? 50 scrap just sitting in my walls. Forgot about the first one. I really don't feel bad about. I should just vent there. I mean, I can't see to enemy ships because of my slug. Okay. Stores, that's fine. Do find one. Let's see, you arrive at the distress beacon near a small asteroid belt. Beam weapon. Yeah, the artillery beam actually does count as a beam weapon to get the blue event here. Let's hit 1 for some reason. 26 scrap and an anti-ship fire drone. All the drones. I remember reading something where if you have like O2, they're less likely to actually board into a room, and I kind of prefer they board into sensors versus anyplace else. See if encrypted signal broadcaster found on a nearby planet. We will investigate. I knew we'd catch some Federation fish with a signal. Prepare to be boarded, scum. Okay, so this is gross. We're already going to be dealing with boarders and have a teleporter, so we're going to be dealing with more boarders. We have a flak one and heavy laser. That's gross. This is going to be a tough fight. Boarding into my artillery currently. More people are going to board our ship. Goal. So it's nice that he boarded far away, not right here with them. Gonna start venting to try and do some oxygen deprivation damage to these guys. Hopefully we don't take any damage to the hull from them, and gonna absolutely fire my Lato to try and in their weapon systems here. Break down the heavy. 4 projectiles against 1 shield. And you get a triple miss. So at least we got their misses back. Really want that flak down. That is dangerous. Okay. Go ahead, close doors. Weapon system down. I'm going to send all my crew to try and deal with the boarders. Get there in time, that my Zoltan doesn't die. Okay. Helping out and going in. Wow, they teleported out the single instead of the doubles. Nice. Probably should turn oxygen back on. In a totally should turn oxygen on kind of way. are trying to run away. Or if you didn't. If you don't mind. That's a terrible offer. And the artillery beam will finish off. Borders are sketchy. Hey. You go get healed. You can start doing repairs. Who oddly don't take damage. Fought a guy because they were go to another room. It's just nice having the extra body, even though we haven't got any blue events with the NG. I really needed them for repairs. Oh, the Zoltan was powering up my store? It's a bit of an unfortunate layout, so I was looking to store this way. We're actually not going to get too many jump in this sector. Are sort of going to be low on scrap. The big thing was that we trying to find a store, but like I said, it's possible that like 2 or 3 of them are just sitting down here. Okay, there's a store. 135 scrap. Show me the goods. Weapon pre-igniter, hull laser 1, long range scanner. Yeah, those are all things. Quickly sell off all these drones that we're going to use. No, it's such a bad idea. We go weapon pre-igniter. Lave beam. That's an awful idea. That's an absolutely awful idea. Do I have anything else to sell? I do not. Okay, so 120 scrap, 30, 50, 205. Get the whole laser 2. These 2 augment. Be pretty nice. And again, the pre-igniter doesn't actually work with artillery beam. It's so bad with the charge weapon that... Okay, so we'll switch off the charge weapon to the whole laser. That'll tie a lot better. Because it'll only fill up the first charge. So yeah, okay, so we'll get... That's why, yeah, we're not going to go with the charge laser. Glaive beam pre-igniter. I mean, I already had the artillery beam. That's a little too memey for me. Fuel. Whole laser, charge laser, you go off. Whole laser comes online. Nice. Now, if we get some decent rewards here, scrap-wise, okay, so 13 scrap and a laser charger. That would constitute decent rewards. We're gonna go ahead and jump back to the store then. Sell this off. Scrap. Go ahead, buy some fuel. Need more power right now. Good there. Let's get a few repairs. And we're sitting at 34 scrap. Pre-igniter, 4 projectiles, plus this. It's kind of ridiculous. We can make our way to Sector 3 now. We will attack the rebels. Boarding drone. Yeah, so we're gonna open up all the doors because that's gonna cause a breach to crew to deal with him. Okay, we'll switch them in the room by ordering them out of the room and then ordering them back in. You're gonna start taking damage. We'll go ahead and close doors. The breach is already drained all the oxygen. Now, ideally, we will be able to like ship and take out their drone. Okay, so we don't have to worry about damage from the. That was a misfire on my part. That'll work. Of course, we'll steal the civilian supplies. Always be stealing civilian supplies. 14 additional scrap. Heal them. So we're at 6 scrap. What does it take? I think if I had a different 2 damage weapon, I'd go ahead and upgrade to get that online later, but it doesn't make big of a difference because it's a charge lifer. Because it's the charge version, it'll only get the single shot with the pre-igniter. So unless we find another weapon, I'm probably just going to go for level 3 shields. That's sector. Abandoned Sector 4, Slug Home Nebula. We're not going to an abandoned sector. That's not going to happen. Not an abandoned Sector 4. That's just a bad time waiting to happen. Okay, stress here, store. Scanners and nebulas. Let's see. Ride find a slug ship in the middle of boarding a disabled rock freighter. Let's engage the slug ship. So ideally, I want to use the LATO to hit their piloting. Hopefully they only have level 1. And this is going to drop their evasion. If they have level 1 piloting, it takes it out completely, so all 4 of our shots will hit. At worst case scenario, well, this is the worst case scenario, but even if they have higher piloting, it will drop their evasion by 5% because the pilot will have to do repairs. I should have my evasion all the way up. Reason not to. And slug crew have just a million crew members. I actually just switch off the hull laser back to the charge laser after the initial volley. That does charge 2 seconds faster. Okay, we got the breach. Let's go ahead and put oxygen back into our ship. Must be putting out a fire. Scrap. After the battle, the rock ship hails you. Their captain simply says thanks and jumps away. That's pretty gracious of them, considering the rockmen's chase them down and brutally murder them. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and go close to a store. Okay, I was gonna get like a buffer point. Ooh, know what I am gonna do though? Ship. Let's get level 2 oxygen. So they have a lot of events that slugs will hack your oxygen. Getting it up to level 2 prevents that hack from occurring. Or it just lowers your oxygen to level 1 versus. That's a way better scrap investment. Uh-huh. Okay, 3 shielded ships. That's kinda gross. Got a beam laser, halberd beam, and a heavy. So if this thing hits, we can be hurt by the halberd beam. Let's see if we can take down their shield a notch. Or not. That actually will charge faster. It's gonna be tough timing for them. Yeah, let's try and hit this. Alright. As long as we took down one other weapon system, safe. Probably could actually waited for my beam to fire there. Won't make a difference right now. That's a pretty terrible offer. Surrender. Okay, 31 scrap. Hit here before the store. Yes, hit here before the store. Oh, I forgot to switch to my hull laser here. Shooters on board. Double slugs. Let's try and just hit their... Oh, I should pilot. Oh, we took down the missile. That was probably the thing. Okay, and my med bay's off. I should actually read these quests beforehand. This is also known as the coffin ship because their oxygen is actually... Their O2 room is not attached to their ship. They have a pretty gross weapon system here. Got the burst 2, the heavy laser, mini beam, and I assume it's a Lado, but it could be gross and be like an Artemis. Probably gonna run with my slug once they... Wow, they got the damage before the oxygen drain? About that? What would be really, and it's totally possible, is we actually get the, kill this slug while it keeps trying to do repairs, and we can go for the O2 kill. Alright, and we got there. Let's see what level oxygen. I don't need a fire missile, that's a bit of a waste. It should be pretty low on health that we win this fight. And I totally forgot to turn off my beam. Oh, let's see if they only had level 1 oxygen. Hey, they did! Okay, cool. Fortunate. Alright. Now we just get to wait. Alright, so while that's actually going to go on, I'm going to sneak off and grab myself a beverage and then be right back as we wait for them to die from asphyxiation. Good times. Aha! We won while I wasn't even in the room. 35 scrap. Continue. Okay, let's go ahead and heal up our crew. And we have 133 scrap to check out the store. I don't have anything to sell, right? I do not. Long-range scanners, automated reloader. Ooh. So that would give us 3 augments, which means if we came across another one, we'd have to, like, auto-sell one. Ooh. I'm a big fan of the Breach 2. Breach 2 is ridiculous. Okay. Not a pre-igniter? That's filthy. If I buy mind control, I'm pretty much going to have to forego hacking because I want cloaking. Have a defensive system. Question, is there another store? There is not. That's 75. 58. Sell the Lado. Gives me the Breach 2. Might be a touch greedy. I technically lost a projectile here. But mind control in the Breach 2 will enable us to get some pretty nice crew kills. I just need 50 scrap to get that online. It does put us behind a bit in the shield department. Went to the Breach 2 online, or... Okay, let's go Breach 2, Hole Laser 2, 1, because that's going to take the longest to... Then we'll just switch off down to the dual lasers after this lands. Our mind control, hopefully. I mean, we have 23 missiles. It's a bit greedy. This is how you kind of lose runs. Let's use improved oxygen. Not deal with that. Oh, I'm also in a slug control nebula. Mind control doesn't do anything against slugs. Enough. Fire beam, some sort of missile, and burst 2. Okay, let's see if we can actually take down their weapon system. Okay, that's probably the biggest threat. That's an Artemis. That's not good. I really need to take down their weapon system, even if that means I crew kill here. Good dodges. Okay, let's see if... Does that kill him? Nope, still alive. I want my crew kills. That'll get it done. We'll just breach the O2. Wait for them to asphyxiate once again. They don't have piloting. What do you mean at Dodd? That means they have level 2 piloting, potentially even level 3. Try it one more time. Go. Okay, so probably run these weapons until the end of the game. With this, we control to make sure help our shots hit. Just skip out on level 3 shields for the time being. Scrap to get online. Scrap to get another weapon improvement. So that I can actually have 3 weapons online. This is going to be like 3rd or 4th crew kill we've gotten though. Also important to draw little squares around things in FTL while you're waiting for stuff to happen. Scrap. It is 50 scrap, correct? Technically, do I have the power? Probably do. Right here. Seeing that jump, that wasn't... I wanted to go ahead and take this just to see what all these other things are in the sector, and then probably make it along the... kind of for information's sake. Empty. Okay, we're gonna get boarded with some here. To mind control the pilot and put a breach into their weapon systems. Okay, took the missile offline. Oh no. Not. That NG is actually trying to repair that. Fully gave up. Mantis is gonna fix it now. Okay, probably have to do some damage to their shields. You have level 3 shields. Reach in hole. Alright, medbay offline. We're going to mind control. Try and set up some semblance of crew kills here. You guys aren't gonna fight the Mantis? You ain't gonna fight the Mantis. Okay, Mantis just decided to board right into the med bay. I appreciate that. Very cool if we could kill the NG, slow off the repairs. Alright, so we mind control the NG so the NG actually doesn't heal. Alright, I want the shield up to absorb one of these shots. Now we can go breach bomb to try and finish off this mantis here. And mantis really, really terrible at repair. Try. That's a kill. Alright, 3 fuel, 35 scrap. Ooh. Whoa, let's see. You're surprised to find another ship without slug markings standing all the way out here. You move in to provide assistance. When you see the pirate insignias on the hull, you quickly reconsider. We're not taking this fight. I mean, I can see right now that there are 2 burst 2, so that's 6 projectiles. I have to get through 5 points of Zoltan shields, and no, we're just gonna keep our distance and hope they haven't seen us yet. Two. You go 1, 2, 3, probably 4, 5. And perhaps dive here. It's in a nebula, so we won't have to deal with an 8. Let's see. Select transport ship station nearby. Ask to see their goods. Okay, hold on. This one is a really tricky mission thing. Okay, select transport with a military escort. Okay, if we decline, absolutely nothing happens. Ask to see the goods. Start with that. Before it gets ahead of ourselves, we need to explore.
We asked
Action. If I stay ship default reward. Okay, now I say forget this and chance for get that option. Understood. Hold no liability products. Okay, let's continue. Then we'll use our slug option here. Get to fight a normal ship. So there's something where, like, if you understand and things go bad, they actually like turn off your weapon systems. That would be bad. Don't need mind control here. Slug hasn't taken damage. Oh, sorry. Wrong weapon. Okay, so 2 damage. Pop-up ads, thank you. So we have to hit the slug 7 times for him to die. Up to 3. The double miss when no one's manning a station. That's oh, come on. Okay. So they dodged 50% of shots, 50% of our shots, and 75% of our shots whilst no one in piloting. I call shenanigans. Off. That's ridiculous. That's just silly. Like the fact we're firing 4 projectiles against 2 shields with reduced evasion, and they're like, yeah, we can dodge all that. That's not a problem. Oh. We will not accept surrender. Never accept surrender from slugs. I mean, unless you're trying to go for the slug quest. You can't see what their offers are, and they can be just absolutely garbage. Go ahead and go to the store. The laser 1. I can't buy weapons. I really want the heavy laser 1, but I can't buy weapons. Okay. Get some fuel. We'll buy a couple of repairs. There's another store. Nothing I really sell. Okay. It's like always these ships. Yuck. A lot of shields. Don't put up your missile system again. Just start by turning their oxygen off. They're distracted by repairing shields. Buys us time to not have to deal with their missile. Switch off the breach. Eat it. Wow, this is like the 4th or 5th one of these ships. Fortunately, O2 deaths do take a while to time-wise. Also, it's a slug ship, so even if I cause breaches, slug gel's going to repair those quickly. Why did you give up? For fire and then the oxygen emptied out of the rooms? I don't recall seeing one. So the next 100 scrap. Maybe like a few things of like fuel and a couple hull repairs, but it's all to get level 3 shield. Top priority now. Dead. You're dead. 5 fuel, 38 scrap. Well, so much for needing fuel. Arrow for us. Store. We want nothing to sell. Few repairs. They disabled our door system and they're going to burn us out. What is with these ships? Every time. As long as we keep that missile offline, we're actually safe. Or the whatever this. I'm sorry. It should be a firebomb. Oxygen offline. Once again. I think it's a theme or something. We should probably be fully trained right now. Are we fully trained in engines? Still need fields, not so much. Not too surprising. Open pre-igniter kind of lets us kill ships before there's actually a fight. Do. Our crew is totally healthy. I feel like I'm not afraid of firebombs even if they do land. Like that. Weeks. Get out, get out. We should get our door systems back online then. We don't? Okay, we'll go ahead and everyone out that fire then. Bit weird. Most of the events where you get hacked. As soon as that ship's defeated, your system will come back online. This time. Scrap. So this fight could be incredibly nasty. Hoping it's not. We had to get a shield bubble. It's going to be a dime. Well, there isn't going to be an ASB. So we're going to charge our weapons. Hopefully we just we'll mind control the pilot, breach their weapons, and we can just get out. Oh, 4. Okay. Oh, we took down the weapons we wanted to take down. Heal in the med bay then. Alright, might as well kill this ship. We do get a fuel for that. And we get that fuel even if we do a crew kill, so about that. Really switch off this. Plus we get increased score for fighting this ship. Okay, that's always important. About them scores in FTL. Precious single fuel. Back. I need 60 scrap to get our third. Controlled or mantis controlled? We'll go mantis controlled. I don't. Zoltan's shield sort of defeats our weapon pre-igniter, which are kind of leaning on pretty heavily. Mantis ships also don't have cloaking. It's probably what I want to avoid the most. Just prolonged fights. Store. I actually can buy anything. Store. Greedy this far. We'll just hit this ship. Let's see. Negative. I have killed many humans. Luckily, they don't see you yet. Oh, we're gonna attack the ship. We gotta protect humans. Everybody loves humans. Okay. Forward. Oh, that's a little bit gross. We'll go ahead and tell them to fight each other. Deal with it. Okay, hopefully it cause a breach in here and that kills those two mantis. Nice. Mantis is gonna be bad with repairs. The Angie's not. I think we actually wait for the control them here and they'll actually bite. No, okay. Sort of didn't think they would. This is fine. NG dead now. Let's try and kill Test. Breach bomb anymore. Cool. And we haven't actually been getting quite a few crew. It's nice. Alright, third shield. Ridiculous low on power right now. This is fine. Hacking missiles and 3 shields. Close. Got actually mind control. What kind of hack is that? It's only a level 1 hack. We should be fine. Oh, we already have level 2 oxygen. No worries then. Ideally, no. I did allow that missile to get. Ooh, I should. They have 3 shields. That is gross because I took them down quickly and then I allowed them to get that missile online. Oh, they have a repair bot. Oh. Repair bot and crew. Annoying. I also should have moved my power around. I only need 1 shield. Go ahead and mind control this pilot then. Delta they. Hopefully we can shoot both of them while in there. Let's go with that. somehow you evaded stuff. That's okay. Okay, that's actually really bad. So they hit us in my oxygen. Okay, you can't actually go in there. You'll die trying to break down the doors. You're trying to power up your FTL. We're in trouble. So that, like, one volley that missed and allowing their missile system to come back online and not recognizing that they had that repair bot. Yep, I will accept your offer. That's right. Okay. We took quite a bit of damage in that fight. The damage. Alright. Everyone's healed. Store. Let's go ahead, check the distress. Because we might not actually see another store in this sector. Satellite defense system, that's cool. We can help because we have the NG that gives us a blue option. Scrap, that's good. Not gonna be fighting in the sun. Let's get 2 power because I'm pretty low on power. Gets us there. And to the distress. Let's see, located nearby human mining colony where an unknown disease has spread virulently. NG calm down the effective, 19 scrap. Music seemed a little quiet. Alright, I want to get one more power bar. We just need to get some hull repairs at a store and we should be able to, like, stabilize. Intruders on board. And Temple Mantis, everyone's favorite. Turn off the oxygen. Okay, so we're having them fight here so I don't take a hull damage when that system breaks. Probably should be decoying a little bit with the human in this room. Or not. On engines, hold out just for a little longer. Mind control. Alright, no, we're not going to mind control, because then they could sort of freely move about the ship. That's fine. One hull damage, not too bad for Quad Mantis. What it exactly is? It's a sun? Okay, mind fighting on a sun, I don't think. It feels like an ion. Ew. Okay, so heavy 2, heavy 1, missile. And that. Want to make sure this takes out most of their weapon systems. So, off the breach, charge on. Get there in time. For the oxygen. Okay, oxygen. Nice. Don't actually have a way to heal. Sure that their weapon system's offline. What else do these guys have? They actually don't win the fight. Don't need the Howard Beam, do need oxygen on. We'll leave everything else on. Doors closed. Okay. Disgusting amount of dodges. What are you at? You're at 35 health, so you don't die, I don't think. And my control, why? I wasn't even trying to be cute for like crew kills here. Okay, I want to get out of here. I don't want to sustain any hull damage. Okay, mind control does nothing. Potential of some bad hacks here. And it's running away. Okay, so we did hit their piloting and caused a breach, so they can't get repairs. The unfortunate part is they have a missile system in 3 minutes. Oh, and it's an Artemis. Okay. Super, super, super bad. %66 evasion, also bad. I have no evasion right now. Okay, I have to keep an eye on this missile so it doesn't hit my pilot because my slug would just die. Okay, we got the evasion. Ion bomb in the weapons. Get out of this fight, please? Geez, what did I do wrong in this run? I mean, honestly, the ship for this sector isn't that bad. But we're now down to 3 hull. And there doesn't appear to be a store in sight. Okay, I'm gonna spend scrap on just getting level 4 engines. Oh, so this jump I did in desperation now made this a dive. Yeah, this is, unless it's a store, we are, I screwed up. Screwed up really bad. Yeah, I didn't need to just panic jump from that sun. Should have actually seen where I was going. But the fact that that ship had the fleet pursuit increase and we couldn't take it out. Put us too far behind. Yeah, I can't accept that surrender. Dang it. Jettison the pod. I'm not gonna use crew. That's the store. That's a dive. There are no improvements I can do before. We're just gonna die when we get hit by an ASB. It's gonna one-shot us. 40% chance of living. That's being kind. Their weapon system is probably gonna be nasty. So while mind controller pilot try to hit their weapon system up to RNG. Unvisited possible ship detected. Is there any chance this just isn't a fight? Well, I'm gonna take this anyways. Like I said, we're dead pretty much anyway, either way, but see if there's a chance to get anything from this. Not. Do scrap. Well, at least we got up to level 5 engines. Don't know if that's gonna be enough. That's a big honking missile. Okay, took the missile offline. The ASB fires at, there's actually some variance in when it fires. If it's a slow firing ASB, that's not a slow firing ASB. Oh my gosh, it missed. It missed. We are still actually alive. Okay, we're gonna go to Zoltan controlled and hope for an early store. On green sector early store. Fights. I'd have to be fights. Cloaking. Okay, now it doesn't have a missile, but it's still really bad for us. Wow, the triple fire. Jeez. And we just got ioned in the shields. And now my evasion is just being eaten up. This is gonna kill us. Uh, 29 ships defeated on 65 beacons. Oh, 9 scrap.